Hello and welcome. This is the Market Wrap. I am Agam Vakil. We're seeing more weakness on the benchmark indices, and today records the sixth straight day of losses for the Nifty and the Sensex. The Nifty losing out yet another over 100 points in today's GF trade, 138 points to be precise, and we don't have too much in terms of gainers, save for something like a UPL and Hindalco, and both of them have advanced for just a little over 1%. None of the other stocks on the Nifty 50 are moving more than 1%. On the losing end, however, there is considerable momentum. And Zee Entertainment down 10%, followed by some stocks which have been doing very well in the recent times, but they're now seeing correction. Bajaj Finance down 3.5%. Reliance Industries, the heavyweight, bearing down on the index, down 3.4%, as was the case for Tata Motors and Bajaj Finserv too. The broader markets, and when it comes to the NSE 500, the advanced decline ratio today is worse than yesterday. So now we have one gainer for as many as four losers. And while CG Power is up and about because of Sunil Mittal picking up stake, along with Yes Bank also taking over some of the pledged shares, and Edelweiss bucking the trend, up 5%. We have some gains in Blue Star, Jet Airways and Vardhaman Textiles. On the losing end, we have the likes of Cox & Kings, KEI Industries, J&K Bank and Indiabulls Real Estate declining in trade. As you can see, a lot of losses in the NSE 500 and a whole host of them losing at more than 10% in today's job trade. On that note, let me get in our markets editor, Neeraj Shah, for his perspective. Neeraj, the losses continue and the selling does too. Your thoughts here?
Nothing. Everybody's thoughts is about whether this is global or local. I would presume that now we have affirmation that this is not necessarily only global in nature,
right?
But local fears out at play out here. Remember yesterday we were talking about how, or rather this morning we were talking about conversations with people on Dalal Street seemed to suggest that there was some bit of nervousness around what the election outcome could be.
Sure.
And there were short positions yesterday. We saw in the data as well. I would reckon that will only get amplified today. And today we've fallen on fairly high volume throughout the trading day.
Right.
So that is one part. Two, if you look at the put call ratio as well, hardly any change despite the fact that the markets have fallen about 1.25%.
Right.
Otherwise, you will see some degree of confidence coming in among put writers as well. That isn't quite happening.
No, it's not.
So,
yes.
So that's the other bit. Let's wait and watch if, therefore, one can predict whether this will be a bottom or at some point of time there would be. While the gentleman in the morning who came in and spoke about the markets believed that 11,400 could be a turning point, the afternoon experts seem to suggest that there's more downside tomorrow. We will well test 11,300. The globe is not supportive as well. So things not looking hunky-dory. It's not, I mean, just one last piece, Agam. I would presume that there's a bit of a risk-off mode that select participants would be in, because it's not without reason that you would see a Bajaj Finance cracking 3.5%, Reliance cracking 9% over the last 3 days. These are not news-based moves. This is essentially a bit of a taking the foot off the pedal.
Right, fair enough. It's valid points considering Bajaj Finance and Reliance Industries, which have done well when markets have been bullish.
And no apparent reason for them to crack otherwise.
Absolutely, yes, correct. But Neeraj, thank you for that perspective.
Thanks,
so, a key point there, even the stocks which are perceived to be of extremely good quality are now buckling under pressure to a certain extent. But on that note, let's address Zee Entertainment, the top loser on the index today. It's down as much as 10%. We've had some updates there, but I'm going to get in Yatin Mota for that. Yatin, what's the update?
Well, Agam, a lot of volatility in the shares of Zee. Yesterday also we saw a fall. Today also almost 11-12% intraday fall. Of course, the company clarified on the stock exchanges that there are various rumors in the marketplace regarding, the probable tussle between the auditors of the company and the Zee management. However, the company in a exchange notification said that they deny any kind of rumor floating in the marketplace, which have raised concern about audit of financial statements. In fact, Deloitte has been, doing progress on the FY 18-19, which is 2018-19 period audit, and the board will meet on May 27th to consider the said financial results, which is coming up. There are various concerns in the marketplace from promoter stake sale, promoter pledge, and now, this auditor rumor has, come up, which has been clarified for the company. So probably all of these news have been impacting the share price and the volatility of Zee. It's to be closely monitored how really does the audit work takes up in time and effort moving forward. What are the concerns of auditors, if any, and what is the stake sale progress as far as the promoter group is concerned. So a lot of news developments to be watched out for Zee. As of now, clearly it looks like a lot of pain point as far as Zee is concerned for trade.
Right, of course. We'll be keeping an eye on Zee. Yatin, thank you for joining us and getting us those details. So there you have it. Updates there coming in on that aspect, but there are two other stocks which are also in focus today. And let me get in Sharad Dubey for the same. Sharad, what's on your list today?
Well, Agam, I think the stock of Dhanlakshmi Bank came out with a good set of operational numbers. Now, I'd like to point out that this is the first quarter since the bank has come out of the PCA framework. And apart from this, if I let you go through the numbers, we see that the net NPAs have actually decreased, and they are at around 2.41% as compared to 2.93% on a quarterly basis. And even the provisions have fallen from around rupees 16 odd crores to rupees 80 odd crores. Now let's see the earnings reaction on the stock, what has happened. So you see there was a huge spike when the results had come, and then it ended the day at around 1% up when it comes to the stock prices. And the next stock, Agam, is Alembic Pharma, which came out with a good set of numbers, especially the top line, which grew by almost 9%, and the margins, however, did contract due to higher raw material prices. But there was also an inventory gain of around 59 odd crore rupees. Now, if you see the price reaction, what has happened is, if you see the price reaction has relatively remained stable throughout the day, and it ended at just marginally 0.3% up. The R&D spends for the company crossed almost 1,000 crore for FY19, and when we talk about the rest of the world revenue, it stood up around 32%, while revenue coming in from US was around 8%. And for revenue for India was marginally at around 1%. So all in all, the performance was pretty decent. But I think that Dhanlakshmi Bank should be the real pick, because it has really performed very well operationally.
Sure, fair enough, Sharad. Thanks for joining us and getting us those details too. So Alembic Pharma and Dhanlakshmi Bank among the mid-cap counters which have been buzzing. But there's plenty that we're going to watch out for, including earnings from Titan Company. We're expecting a steady quarter coming through, and we'll be watching out for that. Of course, a whole host of earnings coming through tomorrow as well. So on that note, it's a wrap on the markets. Lost my lineup. Stay tuned to Bloomberg.